Hello students, welcome to the Samveda e-learning classes. Today we are going to begin with class 8 standard social science subject business studies lesson. Dear students, we are learning components of business studies in the today's class. In this lesson, we will be able to understand the basic aspects of business studies and economic activities and the different types of economic activities. Apart from that, the different stages involved in the evolution of business, the role of trade and commerce in economic development. At last, we also study the development of commerce during the 21st century. Dear children, for the first and the foremost point here, in this lesson, we learn main part of the social science, basic aspects of business and economic activities. We learn the basic aspects of business studies and economic activities which form the base for all the business activities. And the most important point here, children, what is business? How did the word business originate here? We all heard very familiar word business. Let us come to know how the word business originated. The term business is derived from the word busy, which means being busy. Dear children, all of us in our day-to-day life, we are dependent on number of needs. For example, food, clothing, shelter, etc. We also have many other household requirements to be satisfied in our daily life. So all these kind of the requirements we get from the shopkeepers. The shopkeeper gets from the wholesalers, and again the wholesalers will get from the manufacturers. The shopkeepers, the wholesalers, the manufacturers are all engaged in the business, and therefore it is called business, and therefore they are called businessmen. Who is businessmen? All these people, the shopkeepers, the manufacturers and the wholesalers, all these are called the businessmen here. Look at here, the shopkeeper, the wholesaler and the manufacturers. What is business? When it comes to the definition, what is business? It is an economic activity, children, and it is related with the continuous and regular production and distribution of goods and services for satisfying the human wants. Day to day, we see various transactions, the business transactions, children. Economic activities. What are economic activities? See, human beings have innumerable wants. To satisfy our wants, we need goods and services. Goods are produced by agriculture and industry. Economic activities. For example, look at here, there is a slide. In the slide, there is an economic activity example. The children are visited, imagine McDonald's shop, and the shopkeeper is asking what do they want, and they are asking for burger here. So here economic activity is taking place. This is an example, children. What are economic activities? That is what I said. The economic activities are concerned with the production and the exchange of goods and services. The economic activities can be classified into three main categories, children. What are the three main categories of the economic activities here? They are classified into primary sector, they are classified into secondary sector as well as into tertiary sector. The types of economic activities. There are three main types of the economic activity, children. So the first one, business, and the second one, profession, and the third one here, employment. Let us learn one by one economic activity, children. The first activity, business. It is mainly concerned with the production and exchange of the goods and services. Business is nothing but production and exchange of the goods and services. See, in this image, we are able to see the businessmen. The business is engaged with all these people. Second important activity here, that is profession, children. It is mainly concerned with the rendering of specialized technical and the personal services. Day to day, we heard number of professionals. Who are the professionals? For example, lawyers, engineers, doctors, teachers, and the policemen. All these are who are rendering the service in their specialized field. They are all called the professionals, children. Look at here, there is an image of all the professionals highlighted in this. The third economic activity, children, that is none other than employment. What is employment? It is the work undertaken by the people under an employer for the salary or wages. For example, agricultural laborers are there, industrial laborers are there. So very important point here, an employer will be providing employment to some needy people in the company or in the industry. They are paid for that. This is called employment. Look at the image here. There are many people who are engaged with the various types of the economic activity, children. Various types of the employment opportunities. Next, we have the concept here, exchange. What is an exchange? We heard this word very often in the business, exchange. The distribution of goods and services is called exchange. Of course, children, in our day-to-day life, the production takes place somewhere and the wants are needed to some other people. In between, the exchange takes place here. Exchange is connecting the link between the production and the consumption. Look at here. When we are visiting any shops there, we pay certain amount there, and in return, what we wanted the goods there, we were able to receive all the goods and services there. So this is called an exchange. During the course of production, the producers take into consideration the market study, transportation, storage of goods, determination of price, advertisements, etc. All these things are considered by the business. Everything is taken consideration in the business activity, children. And when it comes to the exchange, what is the role of money in the exchange? Money acts as a medium of exchange, and through the money, all the goods and services taking place, children. When we are able to pay certain money, we are able to receive the goods whatever we wanted here. The exchange system has become the foundation for the business in the modern day, children. The next concept, development and growth of commerce here. Evolution and growth of commerce. This is a question mark to us, children. How did this growth of commerce has evolved in the history? Let us come to understand what is the meaning of the word commerce here first. All the economic activities of human beings is considered commerce. We the people in our day-to-day life, we are engaged with various economic activities, children. All that economic activities are called commerce here. It includes the production, business, industry, banking, insurance agency, advertisements, transportation and other factors which facilitate the exchange of goods and services to the consumers. Evolution and growth of commerce, there is a history for that, children. It is a gradual change of activities that take place over a long period of time. Commerce has not evolved over a period of night, children. It has several years of the history. The evolution it has taken place in commerce may be called evolution of commerce or the history of business. Commerce is the part of the business. It is concerned with the distribution of the goods and services. Commerce has crossed several stages to achieve today's position, children. Then what are the stages of the commerce it has gone through? Let us understand one by one here. The important stages of the commerce. Look at the slide here, children. We have hunting and fishing stage, followed by that pastoral stage, third one agricultural stage, fourth one handicraft stage, fifth one barter system stage, sixth one money economy stage, seventh one town economy stage, and the eighth one international trade. These are all the main stages of the evolution of the commerce, children. Now let us study all these stages of the commerce one by one individually. First one, hunting and fishing stage. Dear children, we have learnt the history, the earliest part of the history. We learnt about the Stone Ages and all. So in the Stone Ages, how were the people living there? You all heard and understood in those days. It was the earliest stage of human civilization, children. During this stage, the man was a nomadic person. It means he never stayed in a particular place. He always moved from one region to the another region in search of the food and in search of various needs. And there was no fixed place for him in those days. They hunted the animals for food there. Yes, the main food of the people of the Stone Ages was hunting. Apart from that, they also gathered some fruits, roots and nuts for the meal. Fishing was also carried in those days. They covered their bodies with the leaves or skin of the animals to protect their bodies from the sun, wind and rain. This is how the life changed for the time being in those days. No economic activity existed during the stage of hunting and fishing stage. Second one, pastoral stage here. During this stage, people learned domestication of the animals, children. Yes, the people started to rear the animals here. We have the examples for that. Cattle, sheep, goats were all reared. Such animals provided food to eat and also skin to cover their bodies. And the pastoral stage, people moved from one place to another place in search of the grasslands. Though man had reached some higher level in development here, but even then also the commerce did not take into place there. The third important stage of the commerce here, that is none other than the agricultural stage, children. After several years of the pastoral age, the people start learning the art of growing different types of the crops. They started living in a particular place here and they lived in the groups. Commercial activities started during the agricultural period. Very important, children. All the commercial activities began in the agricultural stage. The villages and the communities came into existence in agricultural stage. Simple form of division of labor also started here. Next we have the handicrafts stage. The agriculturists wanted some tools or implements to cultivate or to be carried in agricultural land. So people wanted houses to live also at this time. To fulfill all these kind of the requirements, some people engaged themselves in making tools and also to construct the houses here. And the people who were engaged with the different types of the small works, they were called here craftsmen. Gradually, a body of these professional craftsmen such as carpenters, blacksmiths, weavers, builders came into existence gradually. Look at all the different types of the craftsmen who started their craft work in those days. Everyone carried on their production of goods in their houses and supplied to the agriculturists. In return, the agriculturists provided them with their requirements. Barter system of exchange came into existence gradually. What is this barter system? The barter system stage. The division of labor enabled quick production of the goods, children. The goods produced were directly exchanged there. The exchange of goods in those days, children, that's called the barter system. The direct exchange of goods for goods or things is called a barter system of exchange. But in this barter system, there were some problems arised. Look at the example of the barter system here. There were some important problems in the barter system. What were the problems? First one, lack of double coincidence of wants. It is an interesting stage, children. Look at here, example is given, lack of double coincidence of wants. For example, there are two characters A and B here. A has a paddy and wants wheat here. B has wheat but wants jowar. And B is not prepared to take paddy. Look at this is called double coincidence of wants. Look at here, another situation, another problem, lack of common measure of value. It was very difficult to decide the quantity of one commodity to another. For example, one cow, how many sheep? One cow is equal to how many sheep, or one measure of wheat is equal to how many measures of jowar. Very difficult to calculate this. And also the third one, it was very difficult of subdivision. It was very difficult to divide some animals and things. Example, to divide the cow for some sheep, it was very difficult. And also difficulty to store the goods or to transport here. The movement of goods from one place to another place was also a problem. It was also difficult to preserve some goods over a long period because they never adopted the modern warehouse facilities. Now moving into the sixth stage, children, money economy stage. To overcome the difficulties of the barter system, the exchange of many mediums came into practice here. For example, the skins of animals, cowrie shells. Later, the metals were used as medium of exchange. The metals were brought to a particular shape and weight and used as exchange medium. Later, copper, silver, gold coins came into existence. So here are some difficulties were experienced, mainly transportation again. Later, paper money came to be used. Paper money is a token money which generally comprises of banknotes issued by the central bank of the country. It is under the control of the government. And also we have all know that in the present days the bank plays a very important role when it comes to the business. The money is exchanged in various ways in the banking system. The money is existing in the form of the checks, drafts, bills, credit cards and debit cards. All these play a very important role in the modern business, children. And the seventh stage of the business, seventh stage of the commerce here, town economy stage. The introduction of bank money as a medium of exchange resulted in the first growth of commerce. People began to produce more goods here. Gradually, all the producers started to meet at a fixed places here in the periodical intervals to exchange their goods. And those kind of the places were called local markets. Local markets developed into towns and the centers to supply goods. In the last stage, we have international trade stage. This is the new era, children, because the geographical discoveries took place during the 15th and 16th centuries. We heard that various navigators found the sea routes to the different parts of the world. For example, Christopher Columbus discovered sea route to America. Vasco da Gama founded the sea route to India in those days. Ferdinand Magellan, a Portugal navigator, with the help of the King of Spain, he was able to circumnavigate the world. Look at, in the modern international trade, the airways, the waterways, all these play a very important role. Commerce, today it has reached every nook and corner of the world, children. Ferdinand Magellan crossed over the southern cape of South America and reached the Pacific Ocean. Later, he also reached the Philippine Islands, and it is believed he was killed by the local tribal people. But his ship, which was named here Victoria, returned to Spain after 3 years. And it was the first ship which sailed round the world. That is what we say Magellan was the first whose ship sailed round the world. The sea routes which connected to the various parts of the world, you can observe in the slide here. After that, another landmark was the Industrial Revolution, children. 18th century was known as the Industrial Revolution age in the world. Though it began in the Europe continent, it made a lot of impact in the Indian history also in the beginning of 19th century. The Industrial Revolution was very much popular in those days. Geographical discoveries helped for large scale production of goods and services in those days. Standardized goods were produced with the help of the machines. And Industrial Revolution made a great impact even in the transport and communication field also. The marketing system was expanded all over the world. The major industries were set up every nook and corner of the world in the beginning of the 19th century. The production of goods was carried not only for the national markets but also for the international markets. Dear students, let us learn the last point here, role of business and commerce in economic development. What is the role played by the business and commerce in the economic development? Trade. What is trade here? Nothing but buying and selling of goods is known as trade here. And also, trade helps to some other auxiliaries here. On the other hand, commerce includes trade and also aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade. Such kinds of the aids to trade include transport, banks, warehouse facilities, advertisement agencies, insurances, etc. Traders supply goods to consumers according to their daily needs, and they provide some services also. For the smooth function of business here, transport helps for the movement of goods from one place to another place, and even the banks will help to provide the financial assistance. And during transit, during the storage, goods are exposed to some damage or loss. The insurance companies cover the loss while goods are in transit or storage. So warehouses help to store goods and bridge the gap between production and consumption. Finally, advertisements helps to give information about the goods produced. Finally, commerce is responsible for smooth and continuous supply of goods to consumers' children. Commerce helps in bringing the factors required for the establishment of industries. Different parts of the world have come very closer in the modern days. It is because of the commerce expansion, and it helps the traders to become more adventurous. Commerce equalizes prices, blends the ideas of culture, and helps national and international integration. And also it helps the government through paying rates, taxes and duties. It is a good source of income to the government. Development of commerce during the 21st century. 21st century, as we all know here, it is the century of the information technology, children, and today's commerce is in the high standardization. Internet banking, mobile banking, privatization of insurance, advancement of telecommunication services made the commerce very easy. And online shopping, e-commerce, better transportation facilities, electronic media and such others have spread all over the world today. So therefore, the commerce has played very wide experiences. Multinational companies have spread their business in many centuries. Because of the MNCs, the commerce has reached every part of the world today. They help, MNCs will help to increase the production and the supply of goods to the world. These companies produce specialized goods on large scale and their prices are competitive. On the whole, commerce is developing at a greater speed in the modern day, children. Dear students, so here we have completed the entire lesson. So before we conclude the lesson, let us recall some important points what we have learnt in the lesson. Dear students, let us solve the textbook exercises. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate words in the following sentences. The economic activity that provides technical or specialized personal services to the consumers is called professionals. Very good. The answer is professionals. Second one, in olden days, the goods were exchanged for goods, which was called barter system of exchange. The answer is barter. And the third one, the full responsibility of paper money rests with the government. Fourth one, the emergence of communities and the villages took place during the agricultural stage, children. The fifth one, the main cause for the international trade was the industrial revolution, children. The trade commerce contributed to the economic development of a country by paying rates, taxes and duties to the government. So followed by that, you do have some important questions in the exercise, children. I hope you will be able to solve all these questions. Thank you, children, and I am Mr. Hemant V. Dalbai, works as a social science resource person as well as an assistant master to the New Cambridge Group of Institutions, Vijayanagara, Bengaluru. Thank you, children.